Welcome to Invest. We'll talk about investing, finance, or professional development. As the current time of 11:11 a.m. on Eastern Time, Ethereum country $2,775, down about 5.62% so far. With respect to over crypto market and the equity market, we are bright red at the moment. With respect to the relief rally that was sustained for about 45 an hour early this morning, and obviously with respect to the rally that was sustained yesterday, seems like the investor sentiment from the recent Bank of England chief on his depictions around the rate hiking cycle that we've been seeing, which is the zigzag up and down affectation that we've been seeing every single FOMC meeting, right? And his verbiage is relatively bearish and negative. He's basically saying that, which is just another form of what we have been discussing already, that when you increase the interest rate, it will subsequently have a direct correlation effect onto driving, how he would say, the unprecedented shock to people's income. So what that really means, right? It sounds like the interest hike is increasing, so it's gonna cut into people's pockets. Basically taking money off your pocket, which is true, but not directly. If you think about it that way, what does he mean conceptually, right? And again, we need to really read this with a grain of salt. What he's really talking about, right? What he's really talking about is with respect to as you increase the rate, right? Corporate companies will have to pay a higher level of debt interest payment for the same amount of debt that they were borrowing before, right? And when that happens, corporate companies, let's say they are a consumer retail company, the goods and services that they provide will have to increase the price, right, to sustain the same level of profit margin that they were doing before, right? And same thing for consumers like you and I, right? If you have a mortgage or if you have a debt payment that you have to be borrowing from the bank, right, you will have to be paying a higher level of debt payment on a monthly basis or quarterly basis or annual basis, depending on how the payment structure looks like, in a higher percentage in comparisons to the past, right? So with respect to this, the tumble around the stocks is basically what that means, right? I mean, obviously, with someone that's highly reputable as the chief of Bank of England, right, saying something like this, despite it's something that we already collectively have known so far, the dip that we're seeing from the post-Fed FOMC meeting rally being evaporated in front of our eyes is because of that counterbalance effect. Also being negatively supported by the workers' output data that came out from the Labor Statistics Department earlier today, right, falling by 7.5%, which is the biggest decline since 1947. So what's going on now? Like, what the hell should we be doing now? Let's just dive into the technicals, and we will dive into it quickly and look into stocks as well, right? And let me just look at stocks real quick, firstly, knowing the fact that I've not touched this for a while. And it seems like with respect to Dow Jones, we are bouncing from the level of support previously at the 324. Right now, we're giving back up, right? At the same time, the momentum has shifted back down to 42.70. So ideally, bouncing back down from 325 would be logical, but it'll be a relatively big stretch from there, right? Because of the fact that will be extremely oversold. At the same time, the MACD line is already below, so we need to have a high propensity to cross back up than cross down. So today is more of an emotional roller coaster event driven by two negative catalysts. One is from the chief of Bank of England. Secondly, because of the worker output number that came out, right? Respect to SPY as well, down about 3.35%. Same thing in affectation. We're going to be bouncing somewhere around the 411 all the way to 405 from here, right? Respect to Tesla, down about 6.6% right now. We broke through that level of 900, right? So where are we going next, right? Going back to the 858 will be the next level, all the way to 800. And the worst level we could potentially get down to will be somewhere around 746 from here, which I will be buying if that was coming, right? NEO's flying off the cliff right now. We are basically retesting back to where we were filling the gap before, right? With 36 out of 70 right now. We cross up, cross down immediately because of this seesaw affectation. This is just like emotional roller coaster on a day-to-day basis right now. But if you buy long term, this is a relatively good discounted level. Respect to Coinbase, that about 13% right now. We're basically coming back down to 111. So we are basically flying off the cliff right now. Coinbase doesn't have a bottom yet, right? 111.80 was the bottom, right? So it'll potentially keep flying off the cliff until we get back to the 26 out of 70. But again, with respect to propensity, how likely would that be? It will be unlikely because of the signal lines below, right? It's on top of the MACD line, so it will be more likely to cross up than cross down as you get over this hurdle from here. So today is more of a psychological whiplash, if you may. In respect to BABA, we have a gap here, so at the 46 out of 70, so I think ideally we'll have to fill the gap, bouncing from 90 from here. So going back to crypto, we are, for Ethereum, at 2770 right now. We are still sustaining around the resistance level, right? You could see that clearly we clearly got down to the 2700, right? And we bounced back up to the 2767. At the same time, you can see that we cross up, cross down. At the same time, we reversing back down. The inertia is coming back down right now. So out of all times, I think right now it's actually not terrible to buy the dip. As long as we stay around these the channel that we've drawn together, right? So let's keep an eye out on this dot right here. But knowing the fact that we are relatively oversold, at the same time the MACD line is also below the signal line, so it's tolerable in terms of like long-term holding from here. Respect to Bitcoin, is flying off the cliff right now. You could see that 3,700. With a 39 out of 70, so I think ideally we'll be bouncing somewhere around 36,500, which is where we did, right? If we break the current level of 36,500, going down to 34,400 will be possible. Respect to Ethereum Classic, down about 6% so far. Anywhere from basically $25 below will be logical DCA based on the current setup right now. Again, Dogecoin down about 6.5%. Anywhere from basically 12 cents below is logical DCA. Cardano down about 11%, anywhere from basically 75 to below is logical. Solana, $85 down to $75 is logical to DCA. XRP at 60 cents right now, anywhere from 69 to 57 is logical to DCA. Polkadot down about 1.85% so far. Right now, anywhere from basically current level down to below is logical DCA, but we have to watch the RSI as the slowly curve back up first, and that would show you signs of reversal. Right now, it seems like the inertia is relatively bearish. Respect to Algorand, about 1.5%, anywhere from basically 60 cents to below is logical. Shiba Inu down about 7.5%, anywhere from 2,100, 1,400, 900. So if we break the current level, going down back to 1,400 or 1,500 would be very logical from here. Respect to MACTAC, down about 8% so far. Anywhere from 143 down is logical to DCA with a 35 out of 70 right now. AVAX down about 10% so far. Anywhere from current level 59 all the way to 50 is logical to DCA. And in respect to lastly on Terra, down about 5.61% so far. Head and shoulder pattern, so selling back down to go down to touch 75 first. 62, 52 to 45 would be the respective levels, right? So it's down like across the board right now with respect to Dow Jones, down 1,000 points at the moment. It's dropped more than 4% on the NASDAQ front as well. Seems like the sell-off is intensifying, obviously with the double negative whammy effects that we're seeing, and also with respect to the VIX, which is surging by 20.77% at the moment. So that means a lot of fears going on, right? A lot of negative feelings across the spectrum, right? Which makes sense, right? They try to basically pull off the bandage extremely fast. At the same time, like try to put alcohol on it at the same time. So it's a relatively quick ripped, but I think because of the fact of how severe we have done, despite most of the catalyst has already been something that we have known for quite some time. So as people slowly digest that over time, it will convey a reversal because the technicals has been, relatively stretched down for quite some time now. So as long as we stay around the pattern, I think we'll be fine. So appreciate you. Have a good day, and it's a quick update. Just want to keep you updated on the on how we're thinking. But appreciate you. Have a good day. Bye.